Hey, it's the Tallboy Experience. We are live at the NABJ NAHJ convention here in Washington, D.C., and we just got an opportunity to see Madam Secretary and presidential candidate Hillary Clinton make her way on the stage and talk to the journalists here at the convention. You want to see the footage? You want to check it out? Stay tuned. Watch this right now.
If you want the exclusive, you want the Tallboy, because he's going to bring you the exclusive.
This historic and unprecedented election season, this tradition holds firm and holds even more importance as our members seek to cover the issues relevant to communities of color.
And for this final Newsmaker plenary of our joint conference and job fair here in Washington, D.C., we invited both Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump and Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton to join us for this discussion about this political campaign.
As you know, Secretary Clinton accepted our invitation. Donald Trump declined. Last week, the former Secretary of State became the first female nominee of a major political party. NABJ and NAHJ, please welcome Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton.
NABJ and NAHJ, I want to just mark the moment because you were created in this hotel. I don't know if there are any original founders, but if there are, could you all stand up and we could give you some recognition? To focus on a challenge that doesn't get enough attention on the campaign trail, although I've been trying, and that is, how do we expand economic opportunity for African Americans and Latinos across America? And you know very well, it's been said, that when the economy catches a cold, communities of color get pneumonia. The Great Recession hit our whole country hard. But the toll was especially difficult for Black and Latino families. Black wealth was cut in half. For Latinos, it dropped 66%. That represented decades, even generations of hard work. And during these past 18 months, people across our country have described to me how hard it's been to get back on their feet in an economy that is still not working the way we all want to see it. And barriers of systemic racism makes that even harder. Now, I believe that President Obama does not get the credit he deserves for leading us out of the Great Recession. And I like to remind people he had nothing to do with creating it in the first place. He came into office, and this worst of all financial crises since the Great Depression was handed to him. And I think if you fairly look at the record, you have to conclude that his leadership saved us from a Great Depression. So as bad as things became, 9 million jobs lost, 5 million homes lost, $13 trillion in family wealth wiped out, as bad as it was, there's no telling how far down we would have gone without his leadership. That's why I've proposed a comprehensive new commitment to African American and Latino communities to make serious, sustained investments to create more good-paying jobs, to help families build and rebuild wealth, to support Black and Latino-owned small businesses. For me, these aren't just economic issues. They're part of the long, continuing struggle for civil rights. Rosa Parks opened up every seat on the bus. Now we've got to expand economic opportunity so everyone can afford the fare. We're also going to invest $20 billion in creating jobs for young people. There's a big gap here. The unemployment rate among Latino and African American youth is significantly higher than for whites. You know, it's hard to write a resume if you have nothing to put on it. We're going to help our young people get that first job so they can get that second job, so they can build a good, solid, middle-class life that will give them and their families a better future. We're also going to do more to help Black and Latino entrepreneurs get access to capital so they have a real chance at turning their ideas into thriving businesses. Now, I think that's not only good for those entrepreneurs, it's good for their families, their workers, and their communities. Additionally, as part of our end-to-end reform of the criminal justice system, we're going to help people succeed when they return home from jail or prison. We're going to ban the box so they can be judged by their skills and talents, not by their past. And we will dedicate $5 billion to provide training and support to returning citizens so they can get a good-paying job.
Can you tell us your thoughts on her speech and what you took away from it?
Well, first of all, I mean, she talked about confronting the economic issues that affect African Americans and Latinos, and that's critically important. But also dealing with criminal justice reform in this country. I mean, all of those are critical issues. All too often, they have not been addressed on the presidential campaign, and so it was important for her to actually speak to that to this audience.
On a grade from A to F, how do you think she did today?
No, not on grade. I don't do that because I don't see it that way. The bottom line is I think she hit some important points speaking to this audience, and then that's what matters.
Hillary Clinton's a politician. She knew that we are messengers. And what I appreciate is that she came to face the media, took the questions. Yes, she hasn't had any press conferences, but you know what? She took that plunge. I hope it's the beginning. I'm glad the two organizations were able to come together and bring her in. But she knows to ignore us is not a good thing. You better take us seriously and realize that we have the power to send out messages no matter if Mr. Trump believes that we are a bad thing.
Think big, think tall boy.